The street was alive with chaos. Horns blaring, shopkeepers shouting, footsteps rushing in every direction. It was just another noisy afternoon in the city, until something happened that silenced everything. A man in a sharp black suit walked fast through the crowd, his face stiff, his hand firmly pushing a wheelchair. In that chair sat his little daughter. Her eyes sparkled with innocence, but her legs, weak, lifeless, had never taken a step since the day she was born. This man was a millionaire. Everyone knew him. Expensive cars, skyscrapers in his name, servants at his command. He had everything money could buy, but not the one thing his heart desired most, his daughter's healing. He had spent millions. Specialists, hospitals in other countries, treatments with names people couldn't even pronounce. But each time, the same answer came. She will never walk. And yet, he kept praying, because no amount of wealth could silence a father's desperate hope. Then, it happened. From the corner of the street, a ragged boy appeared, barefoot, clothes ripped, hands rough, covered in dirt. The crowd didn't even notice him at first. To them, he was just another beggar. But then, he stepped in front of the millionaire's path. His eyes were not the eyes of a beggar. They were piercing, confident, glowing with something no one could explain. And then came the words that froze the entire street. "Sir, I can make your daughter walk again." Gasps echoed. People turned. Some laughed in disbelief. The millionaire stopped dead in his tracks, his heart pounding. He stared at the boy, thinking he misheard. But the boy repeated, louder this time, "I can make her walk. Right here. Right now." The father's face twisted with rage. "Do you think this is a joke? Do you think I haven't tried everything? I've spent millions on the best doctors in the world. And you, a filthy beggar, claim you can do what they could not?" The crowd chuckled. A few muttered, "Crazy kid." But the boy didn't move, didn't blink. His voice came again, calm, steady, unwavering. Money cannot buy miracles, but sometimes faith can. The millionaire scoffed and turned away. He refused to let this boy humiliate him further. But then, he felt a tug on his sleeve. He looked down. His daughter's innocent eyes were staring into his. "Daddy, please, let him try." The world seemed to stop spinning. Her small voice carried more weight than the laughter of the entire crowd. The millionaire swallowed hard, slowly, reluctantly. He turned back to the boy. His voice was sharp but shaking. "If this is some cruel trick, I'll have you thrown in jail. But if you're serious, prove it." The boy knelt beside the wheelchair. His dirty hands touched the girl's legs gently. He closed his eyes. His lips moved in prayer, soft but powerful. And then, something strange happened. The noise of the city seemed to fade. The honking stopped. The shouting vendors went silent. The crowd leaned closer, holding their breath, as if the world itself was listening. Seconds ticked by like hours. And then, it began. The little girl's toes twitched, then her ankles. Her legs, lifeless for years, began to tremble with movement. The crowd gasped. Someone dropped their bag. A woman screamed in shock. And then, the impossible became reality. The girl stood up, first shaky, wobbling. But then, step by step, she began to walk. The millionaire stumbled back, his mouth wide open, his hands trembling. "My God, she's walking," he whispered. Tears burst from his eyes as he rushed to her. He caught her in his arms, holding her tight, sobbing uncontrollably. He didn't care who was watching. He didn't care if the world mocked him. In that moment, he wasn't a millionaire. He wasn't a businessman. He was just a father. The crowd erupted. Some clapped wildly, some cried openly, others dropped to their knees in prayer. They had witnessed a miracle. The millionaire turned to the boy, his voice broken with awe. Who are you? How did you? The boy simply smiled. His eyes gleamed, with wisdom far beyond his years. Sometimes, the greatest power isn't money. It's faith, love, and sacrifice. That's all she needed. And then, before the man could ask another word, the boy stepped back and disappeared into the crowd, gone, as if he had never been there. That night, the millionaire sat by his daughter's bed. He kept replaying the moment again and again. All the wealth in the world hadn't healed her, but a poor boy, someone with nothing, had given him the one gift money could never buy. From that day, everything changed. The man no longer measured wealth in cars, mansions, or stocks. He measured it in lives touched, children helped, faith restored. He built hospitals for the sick, schools for the poor, shelters for those who had nothing. And everywhere he went, he carried a single reminder. Miracles are not bought, they are given. The millionaire never saw the beggar boy again, but every time he watched his daughter run in the garden, laugh freely, dance under the rain, he remembered the boy's words. Because sometimes, the richest man is not the one with gold in his pockets, but the one with faith in his heart. And when the world laughed at a beggar boy, a millionaire froze, because in front of his eyes, he had just witnessed the impossible.